What's dangerous is when the universe pick you and you put on the magic glasses. There's rules that go with them. You can never take them off. You never see things as they're supposed to be. You see things as they are. And you can never force nobody else to wear them.
Things I think while I lie awake and contemplate tonight are wearing me out. Well, maybe tomorrow the world will wake and get it right, but I have my doubts, yeah. During the day, well, I design machines of war that scream through the sky. 'Cause I, for one, I like to go to bed free at night under these stars and stripes. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts, and I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. Yes, I have my doubts, but they'll wind you up and pull the cord until you're spun right out. And I don't understand. Roll the dice and raise the price to feed the machine's mouth. Call it the progress of man. And I have my doubts that we're coming out. Yes, I have my doubts. And I have my doubts that we'll make it back out. I have my doubts, so I'll drink my stuff and raise some hell and shoot my guns to the end of my time. You can have the booze and go to hell and take the guns, but I know they won't be mine. I have my doubts. So we're all messed up and out of touch. Let's text someone who's in the other room. So don't wonder why we don't say hi or know anyone. I might as well move to the moon. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, I hope that I'm wrong. Well, the things I think while I lie awake and contemplate at night.
Good evening. Hope you all have had a good day. I actually in some ways, had an amazing day. We're going to get to that. I guess I'll put it out there out front. As of today, I have apparently fulfilled my commitment with the Father when it comes to this. So, I'm not going to guarantee anything going forward because I don't even want to look at YouTube. I just don't. I just don't. It's not burnout. It's not, and it's just, it's not burnout when it's because of the changes that have been made by channels. That's not burnout. That's a lack of interest. In fact, it goes opposite of that. It goes more along the lines of disinterest at this point. I shipped an email off to the Angry Prepper earlier today. I don't expect a reply from it. But it was after the completion of sending that email that I was let known. Part of me is wondering if I spent 10 years wandering through the desert because I didn't quite understand the mission. If that's the case, it is what it is. Or it be what it be. I forgot. We're changing that. It be what it be. So when I was sent to YouTube, I was to do two things. And really, news wasn't even one of them. I mean, it was. But the primary things was talk about pole shift, bring awareness about pole shift, and awareness about wood gasification. That's it. Be honest. Be straight. Those were the things I had to do. And for the majority of the time, I didn't really hammer down on either of those two subjects. Until more recently when I started to get a little more aggressive when it came to wood gasification. So, I think that's what I was supposed to be doing the entire time. Well, maybe not the entire time, but at least long enough to appease the Father. So, I don't know. I shipped off this email. He let me know that it's time to, well, to be honest, it's time to relax. It's time, number one, to relax a little bit for me, but also it's time to stop worrying about others and let them worry for themselves. You know, it's just, I don't mind 1 second, not 1 second, doing for others. And when I'm talking about this stuff, I'm not in any way, shape, or form addressing individuals that watch this show. I am talking about other content creators and stuff like that. And just people in general. But I'm done helping people that refuse to help themselves. And I've been getting more and more done with that as time goes by. But it's the season for me to be 100% done with it. 100% done with it. I'm not a fan of people that constantly bring problems but don't even look for solutions Don't even try. Can't stand it. Never could. Not since day one. That's my mom. I can't stand that shit. So it's good to know that I got that part of whatever it was done. Because it's time that I work on a host of things that involve me. And I haven't been able to get to those things because of having to deal with others. So that problem's getting fixed. First, right up quick. I'm just done. I'm done. You can only wait around for others to help for so long. And when it becomes absolutely evident they're not going to, don't even have any intent to, don't even understand the importance of why, it's time to walk away. Again, I make no promises from here on out as far as when, for how long, nothing. I do a little bit. I enjoy this a little, not a whole lot. I think more than anything, although it's on a minute scale, if you will, the fellowship. I know there's not a lot of it, but there again, I don't require a lot either. But I've been keeping an eye on the news for decades. So this stuff of knowing what's going on is something that I've done all my life. It's been a lot since 9/11. It's been a lot more intense when it comes to keeping an eye on things. But it's something I've certainly done all my life, and I will continue to do so. Again, this is not burnout. This is shaving off the excess dead weight, is what it is. Big difference. Big difference. So anyway, I mentioned that I sent a letter to the Angry Prepper, and I'm going to share it because I figure I'll never get a response. Nobody ever hear a word about this email. I'm not sure what's up, but it is, again, as soon as I click send, the filer sent me a message from himself. So this is what I wrote him. So I'm going to try this one last time. Jason, there is a reason I treat you, or you all, not just him, but you all the way that I do. And there is some language in here, so how the fuck have you all treated me since day one? I get that some bad intel could have been given out about me by people who I've been involved with, that I had to distance myself before I got wrapped up in a lawsuit with them, Prepper Nurse 1. Never listen to one side of a story. You can't be that you can't be that stupid. I probably should have put a fucking there. Have you ever heard of an intellectual, Jason? Someone who is stupid smart? Think of the movie Good Will Hunting, since you all love Hollyweird so much. That movie explains a lot about me, and some of the fucked up paths I'd taken in life. Been trying to get you all to listen to something very important, and you all keep brushing it off. You talked about how it's all about money with other channels, and you claim to actually care about people. Now I'm referring to a video that he had put out today. It's what I'm referencing. So let's see if you're full of shit or not. I've been repeating the same thing over and over for months. But I started the journey with this message over a decade ago. After 10 years, will any of you listen to common sense? Let's see. You cannot. I don't care all of the bullshit you say. You cannot produce enough food for humans and livestock for an entire year by hand. You can't do it, man. We don't have the oxen and the implements they use, nor the trained people to use the animals and equipment to even knock the edge off the famine. Even the preppiest preppers will fall to the wayside because they cannot do what is required to sustain themselves and their livestock. Think about how much flour it takes to make a single loaf of bread. Remember, bread is a filler and is usually made daily for people to have enough carbs to survive. How much of an area of field of wheat does it take to make a single loaf of bread? Now multiply that times 365 and good job, you have one loaf of bread a day for a year. That's a lot of fucking wheat, dude. Planted, harvested, and processed by hand. It doesn't have to be that way. Wood gasification can be used and was used in World War II to fuel combustion engines during times of rationing. We can save so many lives just by letting people know about this. What pisses me off about YouTubers is they act like just because they don't know something that it isn't important. What the fuck is the matter with y'all? It doesn't matter one bit if we like each other or not. I don't like most people, and I mean most. Doesn't mean I want them to die. Doesn't mean I wouldn't help them if I could. I just think people are socially fucked up and their priorities are up their asses. People lie today like taking a drink of water, and it's fucking disgusting to me. They lie constantly to their best friends to make them or themselves feel better. Bunch of fairy-ass queerbait men. Dude, it doesn't matter if you know anything about engines or wood gasification. People need to hear about it so they can start learning about it so we can all help save lives. So do you give a fuck about helping, or are you just full of shit? And I said, this guy has the best gasifier design I have ever seen, and I have been doing this for over 10 years now. The ones I built a decade ago are very similar, but I do not have a video of building them, nor can I afford to buy the stuff I need to build one today and video it. I have built over 60 of these myself. This guy posted videos of his design 10 years ago. Best design I have seen. And I left the video page to Flash 001 USA. I closed up by saying good luck, Jason. Shalom. I don't expect it to go anywhere. Don't expect a reply. Hell, don't even know that it'll see his eyeballs. But I do know I was released from this after sending that. That is such a freeing feeling. It really truly is. Really truly is. I need to focus on several things. I need to focus on my mental health. I need to focus on my physical health. I got a lot of stuff I need to focus on. I need to get more income coming in because that had all dried up and I didn't have anything ready or in place to be able to take over. So I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of stuff I've got to get done. So I'm going to be working on a lot of that. Without a doubt. Anyway, I don't have articles up this evening. Just, folks, people are so misled. And I can go on and on and on about how misled people are. But the people who are misled, most of them want to remain that way. I mean, it is what it is. It all comes down to self-discipline, self-accountability. And that's just something that doesn't exist very much in the modern society. You can't do nothing with that. It's like trying to, how's it go? Legislate morality. There's no way to do it. You can't do it. Not very different than that. So anyway, let me have a couple sips of coffee. I'm also going to put more of myself in any way I can locally to help get this local situation going a little better. Our group is just getting ready to surpass 4,000 members, our Highland group, so that's pretty cool. I plan on giving away some of our Highland Shield, the city's logo, the city shield, giving away some of those decals. So as soon as we officially hit that 4,000 mark, I want to give away 3 sets of the decals, and I figured out how to choose the first 2. I'm still figuring out how to choose a third winner. And I wanted to do different things that people with different abilities, different capabilities, different resources could participate in. Because one of the things that I thought would be a good way to go is I don't know if they still do it, but they used to do a lot of rock finding stuff here. That was a big thing for a while. To where you put rocks different places. Yeah, and I forget the official name of the big club that was doing it. But anyway, our town was involved in that as well. So I thought that was one thing that I could do. I need a rock though, and I can't think of anything better than a rock, a yellow rock, with at least the writing on it and a very crude snake that says "No step on snake." I figured that hiding a rock like that somewhere would be one good way to find a winner. The second good way I thought of would be to have somebody that's pretty familiar with the history of the town come up with a trivia question about Highland that would be a fair one, because I'm sure there's a gazillion trivia questions that could be come up with that nobody's going to know. So something that would be easily found out about, even if it's not something that somebody been here for a while or something would know. So I don't know. Hopefully we can find a happy medium with that. And now I got to come up with the third way. But it's what we all need to be doing, really, is pouring into our local area, because that's going to be what matters. Things do get really stupid. That's going to be what matters. Now, there was quite a few kind of firsts, if you will, when it comes to suspicious observers today. Not necessarily first, but I think he said this is the first time in like 7 years or something that he has put out 3 videos in a day. And the sun has been a very, very busy entity an angry entity and has been spewing CMEs at us, 3 of which is supposed to hit between, I guess, Monday and Tuesday. And again, he'll be updating the timing of that. But nothing that's, he's got it marked up as a 5% chance of being a kill shot, which isn't much, but he adds that's the highest he has ever given it. Now, I've said this a million times, and I would say it a million more. There is one person on YouTube that I will listen to when it comes to anything like this, and it's Ben Davidson. If he tells you to lay out, don't even put on sunscreen, you're good. But if Ben ever tells you to run for the hills, you damn well better be running. He's not an alarmist by any means, and can't stand him. He cannot stand alarmists. Neither can I. Anybody that is serious about this, that actually wants to do good doing this, what a lot of these channels are doing is rather disgusting, to be honest. That's what it is. Again, it's a lack of accountability, a lack of self-discipline, and love of money. Lovers of themselves, the whole 9 yards. That pretty much encompasses YouTube. Oh, man. Yep, Leo, lots of fearmongers. Howdy, Kevin. So, I'm going to do some headlines. I am going to get out of here. And, we'll see you on tomorrow yet. Nicotine. All right. U.S. delays report on Israel war crimes probe, says Politico. Ukraine reports Russian missile barrage. NATO state ready to send troops to Ukraine, says Prime Minister. U.S. lawmakers preparing sanctions against ICC over Israel, says Axios. German party disciplines regional MP over visit to Moscow. AstraZeneca withdraws COVID vaccine worldwide, which is crazy. I mean, it's just... You are the worst person in the world. Just for merely suggesting that people look into what that thing was before they had that thing put in them. French leader deprived of Russian cake, says media. Probably needs to deprived of oxygen. EU airline happy to deport illegal migrants, says Politico. NATO to roll out boots on the ground in Ukraine, says media, which means they're probably going to be boots on the ground before long. EU discloses profits from frozen Russian assets. Putin updates Russia's national development goals. Boy Scouts to adopt new inclusive name. Still can't sweep under the rug what you did. Russia confirms attack on Ukrainian energy sector. U.S. actively participating in genocide in Gaza, says Congresswoman. Zuckerberg considered buying Associated Press, says media. Would it have made a difference? No. Paris Olympics anti-terror system mistakes AC units for drones, says the Times. So, reminds me of back in Nam, right? 68, down in a foxhole. And, thought we were all going to be good. Things were calming down. And all of a sudden, a barrage of window air conditioner units just started hitting our trenches. Man, it was a madhouse. It was a madhouse. So I'm not old enough to have fought in Nam. So I hope people catch that. New York governor apologizes for black kids' comment. The black kids' comment, as in the comment from the black kid, or a comment they made about black kids? Time's up. Ukrainian MPs greenlight mobilization of prisoners. Top officials in EU state charged with corruption, says media. UK stepping up efforts to break Russia's uranium monopoly. Biden could limit China's access to most advanced AI, says Reuters. Economic fragmentation to hurt global growth, says IMF. Pentagon confirms halt in arms supply to Israel. Trump wants to send kill teams to Mexico, says the media. Trump trial postponed indefinitely. Von der Leyen facing growing discontent in EU capitals, says media. Russian military reports new gains in Ukraine's Kharkov region. UK targets Russian diplomats over malign activity. German politician convicted over gang rape warning. Musk could be right about aliens, says Russian space boss. Russian deputy defense minister charged over $11 million bribe, says a lawyer. U.S. presidential candidate had dead worm in his brain. Pardon me, says New York Times. Russia warns citizens about travel to Mexico. Yeah, don't drink the water. Certainly don't drink the water. Putin lauds important center of emerging multipolar world. Republicans initiates ouster of U.S. House Speaker. Didn't last long. Biden issues Rafah ultimatum to Israel. Ukrainian army recruiters abduct pro footballer, says club. Russia to undergo economic transition, says deputy PM. That is the headline. So I am getting out of here. God willing, I'll be back tomorrow. God not willing, I'll see you when I see you. Hope you all have a good evening. Shalom.